Today we're going to be using a different kind of wood, colored pencils. And we're going to be making a colored pencil clock out of that wood. That's pretty neat, isn't it? And I've seen some really inspiring projects on the web lately using colored pencils, but I noticed that some of the process was tedious. And also, if you look at the side of the colored pencils, that's pretty cool, right? But I've been seeing a lot of projects where it's just straight, and I wanted to make something a little different. So anyway, we came up with the idea of making a clock which shows the money shot, which is all the ends of the pencils. I think that's got to be the coolest part of the whole thing. This was interesting because the things I've watched on the web, there are people making vases and bowls out of full-length colored pencils, and their method of doing it is they take a piece of glue, a piece of pencil, some glue, and glue it together. And actually, they're using full-length pencils when they do theirs. So they're coming out with something like this and gluing the pencils together. The important thing is however you do this, make sure you get hexagon shaped pencils, because then you get flat side to flat side. Then when you take another pencil and move it into there, see, they all start fitting together really nicely. So what I did down here is I just hooked up an old Dremel, clamped it on here. This is a diamond cutting bit that they have, and you can see it's got a little gunk in there right now from all the pencils I cut. But this little setup clamped here, and you see this stupid little piece of tape? That's my measuring guide. So when I just hold this up right here, I know that I'm at 2 inches. This is the fun part now. We start putting the pencils in, and really there's only one thing you kind of got to watch out for is, see how we're kind of every other in the corner there? Just make sure that you keep that stacking motion going, because if you don't pay attention to it, you're going to wind up with the gaps in here. Well, we got all our pencils stacked, right? And one critical thing about it is you want to leave a little wiggle room. You want to be able to move the pencils. What we're going to do is clamp them hard in a little bit and see everything is going to go in place when we do that. Well, Bondo makes this. The cool thing about it is it's dark, and so if there's any gaps, it looks like kind of a black outline almost. I've poured the liquid out already because what I'm going to basically have is a 5-minute working time when I get going with this stuff. And you use a hardener, and you have to mix it in at the proper ratio. So I'm going to put about 20 drops of hardener into here. I got myself a little stir stick. And this took a little bit of trial and error. The reason this is all taped together with packing tape is so it won't leak, right? I'm on the floor because I'm going to have to clamp this in a second. So anyway, the first thing we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20. Okay, it's like cooking. So you stir your batter. Ooh, you do a good job. There we go. That looks nice and yummy, 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 yummy. And the clock is ticking. So we're just going to simply layer it over it, right? Really good. So that's not enough to really do anything yet. So we're going to take another one, fill it up a little bit more. Now we're getting into some good amount of glue. I'm using Dixie cups, by the way. They do recommend that you do not use a wax-coated container to mix this, and that's paper, so that really works good. Now this is so critical. I am going through every single little spot on here to spread it out and make sure that that resin goes down inside and in between every single pencil. If you don't take your time and do this, like you have a lot of time, you got 5 minutes, you will have a blank which will fly apart. That's why it's really important to take your time and make sure you walk your way through every single piece. Gonna go another one. There's gonna be a point where we're actually gonna start floating because we have so much liquid in here. Ugh, did it again. Okay. So now we'll just go back again and keep doing this. Work your way out to the edges too, because those edges have to be glued also, and you can move it with your fingers and slide it across. It's going to get a little gluey, a little sticky, but that's okay. It's the fun part, actually. So we're moving it in. You can see that more glue is staying on the top now, so that means I'm getting pretty saturated in there. If necessary, I can always mix up another cup to make sure I have enough up in there, but I think I'm there. Going to take our clamp, and I learned this the hard way. Remember, I said I clamped too high, so I'm clamping dead center, just putting a little pressure on there. gonna come in here, clamp just a little, oops, wrong button. A little bit below center there. So, because these are gonna come up on top now. So clamp these in. You can actually see now, it's starting to press everything together. So once I have an equal pressure, I just come back and do another one. Squeeze that one. Squeeze that one a little bit more. Squeeze that one. And this is cool. Now, there's gonna be a point where you're probably gonna be playing whack-a-mole because you're gonna have pieces that wanna float up. So you just kind of come in here and knock them back down. Because not all your pencils are the same length, right? And you don't want them floating. So I really go through the center to make sure everything's tapped down good. Like I said, it's like whack-a-mole.